Lauren Vandermast here with Be Free Shine, and welcome back. I'm glad you have chosen to watch this video to completely change the results that you're getting so that you're not wasting your time at the gym or going around in a loop with diets and, having one failed attempt after another, because there's no need to do that. So before I go into the details and explain to you how this worked, I just want to go back and share with you the actual insights I had during my pregnancy and explain it that way. And then I'll come back and sort of generalize a little bit more just to make it make a bit more sense. So before I fell pregnant, not long before I fell pregnant, I finally overcame binge eating. I'd been binge eating for 10 years and trying to control it with diets. That's a long time. And I finally overcame it. Finally figured out what was the root behind the binge eating, dealt with it, never come back. But even though I had let go of binge eating, I still looked at food as a way of controlling my weight. I still looked at the calories, I still looked at the carbs, the proteins, and the fats. And while, we need adequate amounts of proteins and fats, for example, I wasn't using it for my health. I was using it as a way of control. I was trying to control my weight through my food still. Calories in, calories out kind of thing. When I fell pregnant, I just really stopped and went, well, now is definitely not the time to be working on my weight. And so I let it go. Completely let it go. Like, seriously, I didn't even realize how much I let it go. I let it go forever. My focal point changed. However, during the pregnancy, I've had I've had a colorful history with my health as well. And we started to find out that I had a lot of nutritional deficiencies, but I couldn't do much about them while I was pregnant because I couldn't stomach any food. So once I had my son, I come out of that pregnancy being so sick that I couldn't do anything, that my focus had finally come off controlling my weight and shifted to how can I best support my body? How can I give my body the nutrients that it needs to function optimally? How can I, listen to my body and pay attention to that and really look after my health? And so when I came out of that pregnancy, I was eating huge amounts of food, and huge amounts of foods that we are told are bad for you by, say, I don't want to pinpoint too much, but the health industry, like they say, well, don't eat that because it's got too many calories. But the foods that they're usually picking on in terms of health foods are foods that are high in nutritional value. So what happened is that even though I was eating more and more calories and more fat and more this and that, my body got really well, and I never had an issue with my weight. Why is that? How come suddenly I can eat foods that would have made me put on weight in the past and I can eat them now and I'm fine? Well, the answer is that I changed what I believed about foods. I changed my relationship with foods. I didn't believe anymore that I had to count calories. I didn't believe anymore that high calorie foods were bad for me. I completely shifted. And what happens is when we go onto a diet or an exercise program with the intent, it's usually with the intent to lose weight, there's a form of control that comes behind it. And we always focus on the actions. We always focus on the exercise and focus on the diet, but we don't think about what is it that's running in the background that's caused us to be overweight in the first place. These are like our roots, our thoughts, our emotions, our beliefs. They could be limiting or they might not be, that run in the background, and they determine your results regardless of what actions you take. So what I had actually done was reprogrammed my roots, the underlying thoughts, beliefs, and feelings that I had around food and had around my health and had around my weight and had around my body, and I reprogrammed them into ones that actually served me. So now it doesn't so much matter what actions I take, because underneath it all, I'm programmed to have the results that I want. Now, the exciting thing about this is that it doesn't just work in regards to food or diet or your weight. If you look out there and read any of those books or listen to any of those speakers on relationships or money or business, they all talk about change or removing limiting beliefs and changing the way that you think and you feel about, you know, relationships, money. Like, you know, with relationships, people get stuck in that loop. So they look at kind of changing what's lying underneath and causing that to happen in the first place. So it means that it also works with your training. And so in the past, I've been trying to get stronger and fitter and stronger and fitter and push, you know, really working hard and not getting the results I wanted, to actually being able to back off quite a fair bit in my training and just trusting my body. You know, so I was allowing my body to make the changes and not feeling like a failure, not feeling like I have to work hard. I actually changed my whole relationship with myself, with my body, with my body's response to food and response to training. And so I was actually, yes, now living in that space of body freedom, naturally lean, naturally strong, naturally fit. So to just kind of sum that up and just make it really clear on what I'm saying, it doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what you do on the outside. It doesn't matter what diet you take. It doesn't matter what exercise program you do. If what's running in the background, your roots, your intentions, your thoughts, your beliefs, your emotions about yourself and your body and the goals that you set, if they're not working for you, it doesn't matter what you do. So the best way to change this is to start getting very, very clear and aware on what you actually do think about yourself and the goals that you have set. So get out a pen and paper, a piece of paper and a pen, and start writing down, what do you think about yourself? Like seriously, what do you think about yourself? When it comes to your health, when it comes to your weight, when it comes to your strength, when it comes to your fitness, when it comes to your sport, what do you think about yourself? What do you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you're always a failure? Do you believe you can't have something because you're not strong enough or you're not good enough? Write all that stuff down. Then have a think about what your relationship is with food. Are you afraid of food? I was afraid of food. I was afraid of calories. Are you afraid of food? When you think about your training goals or your fitness goals, what does that make you feel? Do you look at your goals and be like, yeah, in a perfect world, but I'll never get that? Does it make you feel like a failure when you look at your goals? Get very, very clear on what's going on. At least pay attention to this for a couple of days, up to a week. You know, keep adding to it. Notice what your self-talk is. Notice what you think. Notice what you feel around these areas. Get it out. Write it down. It helps just by getting it out. Sometimes just by becoming aware is enough to clear something all by itself. So get very, very clear, very, very aware, and definitely go and like my Facebook page, because I'm always putting out more information on how to get from this place to where you want to get to, and that is being completely free. I'm Lauren Vandermast with Be Free Shine.